Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Tesla. It is time for another update, and on this chart we are still tracking the possibility that we had here previously in the orange scenario, where this could be a double 1-2-1-2 setup. And then I also decided to finally introduce, this is something we discussed about previously multiple times, but I decided to finally introduce the idea that this could be just a 1-2, then a 1-2, a third up, a fourth down, and then this would be a fifth wave, where we would have something like a 1-2-3 fourth afterwards. After this pattern to the upside is complete, we would instead be looking for a fourth wave correction. Now keep in mind, in both of these scenarios a very similar pattern would end up developing, so we could track either of them and end up looking for a very similar support zone, and afterwards for either a fifth wave to the upside or a larger wave 3. Now the only thing that is pretty much certain is that this pattern cannot be a direct third wave itself, okay, because this structure is developing in a diagonal pattern. And if it manages indeed to form the 5-wave move to the upside, it will be considered either a leading or an ending diagonal, but it will not be an actual wave 3. Now, again, internally, we are tracking this area. This is the area of focus, where we have a couple of different scenarios, and both of them do apply for either the orange or the green interpretation. Both the red and the white scenario. And in the white scenario, we actually assume a bottom here, and then we are tracking the fifth wave, or whatever pattern, whichever wave it really ends up being to the upside in this area, in a diagonal structure. And in the red scenario, we are considering an A wave down, a wave B in an overshoot to the upside, and then a C wave that could still follow to the downside afterwards and take us back to the support zone. Now, within this idea, we have in the white scenario the wave 1 up complete, the wave 2 complete, and in the third wave we have an A-B pattern, and we are now tracking the C wave to the upside, in which we do have some targets we are looking forwards to. So for a general wave 3 target, we are looking at the $620 level, around that area, the 138.2% extension, which is the ideal target for a wave 3. Then an ideal target for the wave C that would be developing to the upside is at around the 100% extension of the wave A, around the $750 level. So in either interpretation, and honestly, I find the higher approach, the higher target, more likely if this really manages to develop within a wave C. But within either approach, we are expecting quite extensive upside still possible, and that would really only be the third wave up. Afterwards, we would still expect a correction in a wave 4, and then a fifth wave to the upside still to come. And if we actually manage to push here in this wave C to the upside, I find it pretty likely that this red scenario, even if we don't get too high, this red scenario would become quite improbable. I wouldn't necessarily even be really tracking it anymore if we break above this wave B top, but for now it is still technically possible to track this as a 1-2 setup that could still lead us back into the larger support zone area. Now, within these interpretations, we also have structures that we have been tracking in the smaller time frame, and we have been struggling a bit in between these levels of support and resistance. We have gotten to the 61.8% retracement, we found support, we pushed to the 61.8%, we found resistance, and then we were struggling to find a clear winner until we managed to finally break above the red resistance area, and the probabilities improved for the white scenario, where now we are tracking a C wave to the upside. Now, the red scenario, again, it is not technically invalidated. For that, we would need to break above this wave B top, and we are extremely close to it, but it just hasn't happened yet, not yet. And in this idea, in the white scenario, I'm looking at this as something like a wave 1 up, could be a series of 1-2 setups really. We could have here a wave 2 down, and now we would be looking for a third wave to develop to the upside. This wave C, this larger wave C, could develop in a number of different ways. Okay, it could be an ending diagonal, something like an ABC, and here another ABC that could unfold, or it could really turn into an impulse. As I was mentioning, a series of 1-2 setups could be possible in this area, where this would be the initial third wave complete. Now, in either case, I am focusing on this support area between the $431 level all the way down to the $392 level at the 50% retracement, which, as long as we hold, we are still looking to form an additional high in a follow-up wave 5. If this actually breaks, well, it's not complete fall down, but it does have quite some heavy implications. It wouldn't really allow for this wave C to work out to any further to the upside as an impulse. It could be that this would maybe be an A wave up, something like a wave B all the way up here, and then a C wave up. So we would be considering this an A wave, part of the larger wave tree. We would afterwards be looking for a correction in a wave B, and if we manage to hold support, a follow-up wave C still is acceptable. But if we even fail to hold that area, well, that would heavily suggest that the red scenario is winning in the end. But for now, all we really need to do is show the support zone that I have also shown this in the previous video. But yeah, I also wanted to point out and demonstrate it again. So we have a general support area for this interpretation in an A, B, C pattern between the $383 level all the way down to the $307 level. And yeah, as long as the 78.6% retracement for that holds, there is still an acceptable chance of a follow-up wave C to come afterwards. But again, for now, we are still holding this area of support in the shorter time frame for this wave 4 correction. We did trend quite to the sideways a lot within it. I'm not necessarily even certain that it is complete yet. It could be, but I am open for interpretations in this area. So far, from the bottom that we have here in this supposed wave 4, we do not have a clear 5-wave structure. I would at most consider this an ABC pattern that has developed, and possibly an ABC here within a wave B, and possibly a C wave to the upside afterwards. So yeah, this correction could easily still be ongoing. If I were to consider that this is an A wave down, this could easily be a B wave up, and we could still see a C wave to follow afterwards. But I do need to be open to the fact that yeah, this is clearly a 5-wave structure. We could consider that the wave 4 could have bottomed here, and it is possible to find an area of support here for an initial 5-wave structure and a wave 2 correction. Just keep in mind this is still a high risk, since this could still turn into an ABC pattern. Yeah, a wave C is expected to have a 5-wave structure, and we could head deeper into the general support zone area, where if we already topped in something of such degree, I would be looking for an ideal target to the downside in a wave C at the $395 level at the 100% extension. Now keep in mind, it doesn't need to get there and it doesn't need to stop there, but it is a general ideal target, and we will be tracking this possibility here in the yellow interpretation, and I meant to change this to yellow, and for the possibility of a small 1-2 setup in this area, we could be using, I suppose, the white interpretation here on the smaller time frame. And for this idea, we can track an area of support, an even smaller time frame support zone. Let's see, between that $437 level all the way down to the $422 level at the 78.6% retracement. So far, we found support exactly at the larger time frame, 23.6% retracement, the support zone for the wave 4, and we do seem to have an initial reaction to the upside, but it is not clear it is complete. There is zero confirmation that a bottom has been struck in this wave 2 for the moment, and for now I wouldn't focus too much on this time frame. I would zoom out a bit, and I would consider that at this point we are still in the general area of support. So if you are interested to track or to enter a position for the 5th wave to the upside, an entry is not an area is not the worst place. So for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.